Hey guys, welcome back. So doing a little room change here. This is my upstairs room. This is where we play a lot of music. And I also have a few fish tanks. I have a beta tank with some cardinal tetras that will be going inside my new Fluval C Evo, I believe it's called. Just got this today. Also got a nice piece of spiderwood and some Fluval stratum to get our substrate going. I think we're going to start with a nice carpet of dwarf baby tears. And let's take a closer look. So this little kit was about $100. Not a bad price. Everything's pretty much included, other than a heater, which I actually have a heater in the tank of the beta and the cardinals that are going to be going in here. So first things first, we've got a nice LED light strip. So we clip on the back of the tank. Go around this way. Put that aside for now. Here's our filter pump. Everything filtration wise goes back here. Got our sponge for some mechanical filtration, a carbon for some chemical filtration, and this is some biomedia just to grow a good amount of bacteria. Healthy bacteria keeps your tank nice and clean. I'm going to put these in the tank. Now the first thing I'm going to do is rinse this tank just to get rid of any microplastics or any dust. Here's our power source, probably for our light. Alright, so everything's rinsed. Putting our carbon back here and our biomedia with the sponge. And this is our little return nozzle that we're going to connect to our main pump. Always put the pump on max. Now the next thing I'm going to do is rinse this Fluval stratum in a strainer. Alright, so we rinsed our stratum, gravel, and we're putting it right in. Let's see what we're going to do with this little piece of driftwood. I'm going to try to make it so the edges don't touch the glass, but that might not be all that easy. Alright, so I think this is how it's going to look for now. Eventually we might add a stone or two in here, and of course we're going to add more plants. But for now I'm going to add some dwarf baby tear seeds. I'm going to put some around here. Some around here. Kind of in the center of the tank there. I might create this whole side. So we're only going to add an inch or two of water. That helps the carpet from getting all messy and going all over the place. Once that gets established, then we will fill our tank and basically begin the cycle process. Going to very carefully add some distilled water in the back here. It's going to make its way in the tank. Oh, looks like we got a visitor. Lorraine always wants to be part of everything. Oh, seeds are already going everywhere. It's alright. We'll see where they end up. So I just wanted to show you where we're going to store our aquarium. It's going to be right up here with all our succulents. Now it's been about 3 days, so let's take a closer look. Some of our seeds are starting to sprout roots and even small little green leaves. Now this is what our aquarium looks like. Our dwarf baby tier seeds do have a gelatinous coat on them right now, but as you're going to see in a second, there are some roots sprouting as well as some leaves. Now it's not easy to see, but there is a small little leaf popping out right here in the middle. Some of these seeds also have tiny little roots sprouting out of their sides. We're going to give this a couple more days and then we're going to start adding water in here, getting this aquarium cycled, and then hopefully adding fish. So it's been about 4 days and all our seeds are starting to sprout tiny little leaves. Let's take a closer look, and I think a couple more days and we're ready to fill the tank. Hey guys, so it's been a week. The dwarf baby tiers are starting to grow pretty nicely, and I'm actually filling the tank today. I'm going to fill it up and turn her on. Let's start putting water back here just to keep all our dwarf baby tiers from floating all over the place. It might get a little messy. We might have to scoop some out, but eventually some will establish down there. Alright, so the tank's been running for a day. We're starting to add some plants. Got some Anubias in there, and our dwarf baby tier carpet is starting to grow real nicely. We're adding some Cabomba plant right now. I'm going to try to put it back here. Not the easiest task, but we'll make it work. Alright. Now this wood is still not waterlogged. It is floating still. I do have that rock in the back there, keeping it down. So the tank's been running for 3 days, and our dwarf baby tier carpet is looking really nice. Looks like the tank is clearing up and all our ammonia has converted into nitrates. And we are ready to add us some fish. So just to keep you guys in the loop, I did order a blue mustard Gas Half-Moon Betta. It should be here in about 2 or 3 days. And the plan is to have some cardinal or neon tetras along with the betta fish. And maybe some cool little things like some snails. We might even try a large shrimp or something along those lines. We'll kind of play it by ear as we go. Today we are going to be adding a blue mystery snail. Alright, so here's our mystery snail. We have him in this little plastic cup. We're just going to float them in the tank for now. We're going to leave them in here for about 10 or 15 minutes just to temperature acclimate them. Then we're going to transfer some water from the aquarium and put it into the plastic cup. We're going to try to not get any of the water of the plastic cup in our tank. Even though it's coming from one of my tanks, it's pretty clean, but better safe than sorry. And after that, we're going to throw the snail in the tank and see how he does. So there he is, you guys. He's already moving, walking around on the plant, crawling around and doing his thing. Starting to graze on some algae. We'll see how well he does with this stuff here, some of this mold. I know plecos are good with a lot of this fungus here and a lot of the algae growing, so we'll see how the snail does. Eventually we'll add a couple little bottom feeders and then our betta fish and or neon tetras. Got a little bit of algae here, starting to grow some algae in the glass. That's a good thing. Eventually we're going to wipe that down. Going to get some fish. All our stuff we're going to start to balance out. So I'm getting really excited by how the aquarium's starting to look. Got this moss up here starting to look like a little tree. Our Anubias and our carpet is looking really nice. Today we are adding a baby Albino Pleco in here. Now our wood's starting to grow all kind of fungus and algae, so we got to get one of these guys in here sooner than later. And we do have that betta that's actually arriving tomorrow. So first things first, I'm going to take this lid off. I'm going to float this guy in here for about 10 minutes just to temperature acclimate. Then we're going to put a little bit of water from our aquarium in here. We're going to try to not get any of the water from the cup inside our tank because there could be all kinds of diseases, even though this guy's coming from a... Now I have been changing water here for about 5 minutes, so it should be good. Should be plenty. These guys are pretty resilient. So I'm going to dump some of this water and then we're going to put the guy right in. Alright. These guys like to suck onto the cup, so hopefully he doesn't. Oh, and he did. Oh, he jumped right in. There he goes. Already getting to work. So here's our fungus, and here it is 2 days later. So the betta arrived a day late, so I didn't want to take the time to set up the cameras and the whole 9 yards. I wanted to get him right in the tank and acclimated. But on the bright side, he's in and he's relaxing. He's a little stressed out, but he'll be fine. He was actually out and about swimming earlier, so I'm not too stressed about it. Let's take a closer look.